Hey there, Cowboys fans! Get ready for a roller coaster ride of emotions because we've got some breaking news that's sure to stir the pot. From surprising signings to missed opportunities, the Dallas Cowboys are making waves in the NFL, and we're here to dive into all the juicy details. This story has everything from heartbreak to hope. So buckle up and let's dig in. Don't forget to click, subscribe, and support the team as we explore the details. If you've been a Dallas Cowboys fan, you know their penchant for bargain hunting in free agency. Year after year, we watch them scout the discount section, hoping to strike gold. Sometimes it works out, but often it leaves us scratching our heads and asking, what if? This season is no exception. The Cowboys found themselves in dire need of bolstering their linebacker core. Rookie DeMarvion Overshown was sidelined with a season-ending injury during the preseason, a tough break for a promising player. Then, just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, Leighton Vander Esch went down in Week 5, marking the end of his season and ultimately leading to his retirement from football. With these setbacks, the linebacker room was left thin, populated by underperformers and inexperienced players. The need for reinforcement was urgent and obvious. So, what did the Cowboys do? They stuck to their tried and true method and headed to the bargain bin. They signed Rashaan Evans, a former first-round pick, to their practice squad. Evans, a player with potential but marred by inconsistency, eventually made it to the 53-man roster. However, his tenure with the team was short-lived. After being arrested for drug possession, Evans was cut, leaving a gaping hole and raising questions about the Cowboys' decision-making process. But the story doesn't end there. Earlier in the year, the Cowboys had a golden opportunity to sign former All-Pro linebacker Bobby Wagner. It seemed like a perfect match, especially with defensive coordinator Dan Quinn having a history with Wagner. Fans were hopeful that Wagner's experience and skill would be the answer to the Cowboys' defensive woes. However, as is often the case with Dallas, things didn't go according to plan. Bobby Wagner recently revealed on Kay Adams' show, Up and Adams, why the deal fell through. I have a ton of respect for Dan Quinn from afar, Wagner told Adams. We actually tried to make it happen a couple of times. It just didn't work out from a contract perspective. When pressed on why it didn't work out, Wagner responded, "You've got to ask the Cowboys there." The reason? The Cowboys lowballed him on the contract offer. It's a move that has become all too familiar to Cowboys fans, a pattern of undercutting talent in negotiations. Wagner's comments were a bitter pill to swallow for Cowboys Nation. The missed opportunity to secure a player of Wagner's caliber stung, especially given the team's defensive struggles. But the frustration doesn't end there. This wasn't the first time this offseason that the Cowboys' frugality had cost them. They also lowballed a Ring of Honor candidate, striking out twice in a single offseason. It's a trend that leaves fans bewildered and questioning the front office's strategy. The Cowboys' habit of lowballing players is nothing new, but in today's NFL, it can be a costly mistake. Players are more aware of their value and less willing to accept subpar offers. The Cowboys' front office, led by the Jones family, needs to adapt to this new reality. The days of leveraging the team's storied past to lure players on the cheap are over. It's time to pay what top talent is worth if they want to compete at the highest level. So, where does this leave the Cowboys? With holes to fill and a fan base growing increasingly impatient, the pressure is on. The team's reluctance to spend has left them with gaps in their roster that can't be ignored. If they want to make a serious playoff run, changes need to be made, and soon. The defensive issues aren't the only concern. Offensively, the Cowboys have shown flashes of brilliance but lack consistency. The offensive line has had its share of injuries, and while the talent is there, keeping players healthy and on the field has been a challenge. The receiving core, led by CeeDee Lamb, has potential, but depth is an issue. Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard form a dynamic backfield duo, but they need the line in front of them to open up running lanes. Strategically, the Cowboys need to address these weaknesses head-on. They can't afford to rely solely on the draft or hope for under-the-radar signings to pan out. They need proven talent, and they need it now. This means being willing to spend in free agency and making bold moves that demonstrate a commitment to winning. The upcoming season will be a critical one for the Cowboys. Fans are hungry for success and tired of seeing their team come up short. The pressure is on the front office to make the necessary adjustments and put a competitive team on the field. The time for bargain hunting is over. It's time to invest in the future of the franchise. As we gear up for the 2024 season, there's a lot to discuss, especially when it comes to our wide receiver depth chart. Let's break it down and see what might be in store for us. First off, we've got one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, the electrifying CeeDee Lamb. This guy is a game changer, no doubt about it. Alongside him, we have the seasoned veteran Brandon Cooks, who consistently brings quality to the field. But beyond these two, things start to look a bit uncertain. Michael Gallup, who many hoped would shine, unfortunately didn't live up to expectations and was cut during the offseason. The Cowboys also eyed free agent Zay Jones, but he signed with the Cardinals instead. The remaining free agents, like the Saints' Michael Thomas and the Chiefs' Mecole Hardman, come with their own sets of issues and uncertainties. Lamb is undoubtedly our number one guy. Despite the ongoing contract negotiations, he'll be back in Dallas next year, continuing to dazzle us with his incredible skills. Cooks, on the other hand, is a solid number 2, but at 31 and in the final year of his contract, his future with the Cowboys is a bit hazy. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The number 3 receiver spot is up for grabs. There's been buzz about 2022 third-round pick Jalen Tolbert stepping up. But hold on, there's another name that deserves a closer look: KaVontae Turpin. Turpin made waves as a Pro Bowl returner in 2022. After being the MVP of the USFL, the Cowboys snapped him up, and he didn't disappoint. In 2023, Turpin averaged an impressive 29.2 yards per return, the best in the league among players with at least 10 returns. Remember his electrifying 63-yard kick return against the Rams in Week 7? That play set up a quick touchdown drive and showcased his explosive potential. Despite his success as a return specialist, many seem to overlook Turpin's potential impact on offense. Analyst Mario Herrera from Inside the Star believes Turpin's talents could translate well to a slot receiver role, thanks to his blazing 4.3-second 40-yard dash speed. Herrera argues that Turpin's role in the offense should not be dismissed. Everyone is excited to see him impact on returns, forgetting he can contribute to the offense. I'm here to tell you he shouldn't be overlooked. Turpin saw an increased role in the offense in 2023 after playing primarily special teams in his rookie season. I believe a more increased role in Mike McCarthy's offense in year 3 shouldn't be ruled out. The opportunity is there, and the Cowboys appeared to trust him more towards the end of the season. However, there are challenges. Turpin stands at 5'9" and weighs just 153 pounds. While his speed allows him to exploit defenses and create mismatches, his size makes it tough to imagine him frequently going over the middle. Moreover, his usage at the end of last season raises some questions. In the Cowboys' final 5 games, Turpin had only 2 targets and 1 catch for a total of 4 yards, playing just 32 snaps. Tolbert, by contrast, consistently outranked him on the depth chart. Despite these hurdles, with the Cowboys making no significant additions to the receiver room in free agency and only drafting 6th-round pick Ryan Flournoy, Turpin remains a viable candidate for the number 3 receiver spot. So, what do you think, Cowboys Nation? Could KaVontae Turpin be the surprise breakout player we need? Comment below with your opinions and predictions. And remember, if you love the Cowboys and want to keep receiving passionate and in-depth analysis, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and let's root together for more victories for our team. Let's show the strength of Cowboys Nation.